The scariest stories are the ones that really happened. Welcome to Only True Horror.
They say ignorance is bliss.
In 1560, Elizabeth Bathory was born into one of Hungary's most powerful noble families. Raised in lavish castles, she was known for her extraordinary beauty and intelligence. By her early 20s, she married Ferenc Nadasdy, a respected nobleman, securing her place in the aristocracy. Though admired by many, whispers began to circulate about Elizabeth's mysterious and cruel nature, rumors that would soon overshadow her noble status and earn her a dark reputation in history. Elizabeth's marriage to Ferenc Nadasdy, known as the Black Knight of Hungary, brought her great wealth and influence. Together, they managed vast estates and fortified castles. Elizabeth gained a reputation as a strong and commanding noblewoman. Yet, after her husband's death, her behavior began to change. Neighbors reported strange noises and unsettling cries from her remote castle, setting the stage for the terrifying tales to come. Shortly after Ferenc's death, rumors spread throughout the nearby villages about strange disappearances and mysterious illnesses among local girls. Some claimed Elizabeth Bathory was involved in these dark events. The once respected countess became feared, and whispers of cruelty and even murder began to swirl. Despite her noble status, suspicion grew like a shadow over her castle. Local officials began to investigate the rumors surrounding Elizabeth Bathory's estate. Servants reported disturbing accounts of harsh punishments and strange rituals within the castle walls. Despite attempts to keep her reputation intact, the growing number of witnesses and testimonies painted a grim picture. Authorities faced pressure to act, but Elizabeth's noble rank made any intervention difficult and dangerous. As stories spread beyond the castle walls, terrifying legends about Elizabeth Bathory began to emerge. It was said she believed bathing in the blood of young women would preserve her youth and beauty. Whether truth or myth, these tales fueled fear and fascination. Nobles and peasants alike whispered about the Blood Countess, whose thirst for immortality came at a horrifying cost. Increasingly, girls from nearby villages vanished without explanation. Some survivors whispered of brutal abuse and captivity in Elizabeth's castles. Local authorities, pressured by public outcry, secretly began searching the estate. Eventually, horrifying evidence was uncovered, wounded and terrified girls hidden within the castle, confirming the dark rumors that had haunted the region for years. Following the discovery of evidence, Elizabeth Bathory was arrested in 1610. Due to her noble status, she was never formally tried in a public court. Instead, a secret trial was held, where testimonies from victims and servants revealed chilling details of torture and murder. Despite the gravity of the accusations, political and social pressures complicated the process, leaving her fate shrouded in mystery. Instead of a public execution, Elizabeth Bathory was confined to her own castle under strict guard. Locked away in a small, dark tower room, she lived out her final years in isolation. Reports describe her growing madness and despair, cut off from the world she once ruled. Her story became a chilling legend of power, cruelty, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. Elizabeth Bathory's life and crimes inspired dark folklore for centuries. Tales of the Blood Countess were passed down as warnings about cruelty and obsession. Historians continue to debate how much was fact versus legend, but her story remains one of history's most infamous examples of noble power corrupted by darkness. Today, historians study Elizabeth Bathory's story with skepticism and fascination. Some argue that political enemies exaggerated the accusations to seize her lands and power. Others believe the evidence of her crimes is undeniable. Regardless, her legacy has inspired countless books, films, and even video games, cementing her place as one of history's most notorious figures. Elizabeth Bathory's chilling tale has captured imaginations worldwide. From Gothic novels to horror films, her legend as the Blood Countess endures. Artists and storytellers often depict her as a vampire-like figure, blending myth with history, fueling the fascination with her dark and mysterious life. The Castle of Cactus, where Elizabeth Bathory lived and was later imprisoned, stands today as a historical site and tourist attraction in Slovakia. Visitors explore its ruins, curious about the dark history behind its walls and the infamous countess who once ruled there. The castle remains a haunting reminder of the past. Elizabeth Bathory came from a powerful family with deep ties to Hungarian nobility. Despite her notorious legacy, her relatives continued to hold influence in the region. Her story raises questions about the dangers of unchecked power within noble families and how history can sometimes be shaped by those who tell it. Many testimonies against Elizabeth Bathory came from her servants and local villagers. Their accounts describe horrifying acts of cruelty and torture. However, some historians suggest that fear and political pressure may have influenced these witnesses, complicating the truth behind the dark accusations. During her imprisonment, Elizabeth Bathory's appearance reportedly changed dramatically. Once admired for her beauty, she became gaunt and frail, a shadow of her former self. Some say the isolation and guilt took a heavy toll, while others believe her transformation fueled the legends surrounding her. Elizabeth Bathory's story unfolded during a turbulent period in Hungary's history, marked by wars, shifting alliances, and political intrigue. Noble families vied for power, and accusations like hers could be used as weapons in these deadly struggles, making it difficult to separate fact from political motives. Over centuries, Elizabeth Bathory's true story became blurred by myths and legends. Some historians argue much of the bloodbath tales were exaggerated or fabricated. Separating truth from fiction remains challenging, reminding us how history can be shaped by fear, rumor, and political agendas. Elizabeth Bathory's legend is often linked to vampire folklore, inspiring tales of blood-drinking immortals. While no historical evidence supports this, her story influenced literature and pop culture, blending horror and history to create one of the most enduring and chilling myths. Cactus Castle's dark past fuels stories of hauntings and paranormal activity. Visitors claim to hear eerie sounds and see ghostly figures, believed to be spirits connected to Elizabeth Bathory's tortured victims. The castle remains a place where history and legend intertwine in haunting ways. Elizabeth Bathory's story remains a powerful cautionary tale about power, cruelty, and the human capacity for darkness. Whether seen as villain or victim, her life continues to fascinate and warn us about the dangers of obsession, unchecked authority, and the thin line between myth and reality. Want to discover the chilling truths behind history's darkest tales? Subscribe to Only True Horror and dive deeper into the shadows with every story. The next nightmare awaits.